All right. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Empyrion Galactic Survival. I'm an old guy gaming, and this morning, we are going to continue where we left off last night, working on our Cylon Raider. So, what I'm doing is I'm making some thrusters, some small thrusters, or rather, I guess, medium thrusters, for the sides of the wings to give ourselves some more lateral thrust, and also have some grates that we're going to put over that. And then when that's done, I think, I'm not 100% sure yet, but I think that we're going to call that good for the thrusters on this thing, at least for the first version. So that's going to take a little while to cook up. So let's head back over to the ship. And you know, I was thinking about something too. I wonder if I should make another advanced constructor and take it over there and plop it down by the ship so I don't have to keep running back and forth so much. Let's look at that real quick. What do I need? Oh, I don't have enough flux coils for that, nor the stuff to make it. Which is why I want to get off of Akula and get into warp capability. Okay. And yeah, I know I could spawn something in, but this particular playthrough, wrong button, is actually part of my YouTube Let's Play series. And I'm have kind of a policy, I suppose, at least on this series, that I want to build all my stuff, or at least build it once, before I start spawning stuff in. And so that's why I haven't spawned anything in yet, so that I can warp. Now, I don't follow that at all on multiplayer. On multiplayer, I don't generally build stuff, I spawn stuff in. But on single player, which is what this is, we are going to build all the stuff that we need at least the first time around. Okay, so I think what we can do, this is what this is going to look like, except for I'm going to have these thrusters all the way down on this long part of the wing on both sides. So that's what's cooking up right now. While we're waiting for that, I think we could probably get started with the wing coverage, or rather the thruster coverage on the wings. I was thinking about something though. With this particular setup, I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Is it a storm happening or something? So I have an incongruous amount of vertical thrusters. I don't know if I like that or not. The good news though is that I have one more thruster, for upwards thrust than I do for downwards, which is more important anyway. So I don't know, I'm probably just gonna go with that, because if I put another one in, I can't put another one in this way, obviously. And if I put one here, then I'm going beyond the edge of this, which may affect, how the coverage of that's going to come together. Okay, so let's see something here. Let's fix this issue first. So I think what has to happen is this has to go, and then we put down that, and that should be the equal on both sides now. Okay. And then these can go in here. Like so. And I'm probably going to have to redo all that part as well. But let's go ahead and... Actually, let's put our symmetry plane on first of all, so we're not doing this twice. What, am I too far away? There we go. Okay, that should be the middle. We'll test that. As always. Yep, that looks right. So, I think what we'll do is we'll build out to the front portion first, and then we'll do the back portion. So let's go ahead and start here. We want to put a block in down here. We'll put one in there too. And looks like we got a block there and a block there. Looking good. Yep. And then this is going to be a ramp top. And this is going to be a slope. And this is going to be a ramp bottom. Excellent. Okay, on this side, we're going to do the same thing. Let's go all the way, actually go all the way back to the edge of the fuselage as it currently is. I am going to extend that out a little bit though. And we'll do the same thing back here. It's too bad there wasn't a way that I could center this thruster with these, but I can't. So it is what it is. And you know what? Now that I think about it, I might not want to go this far back because I might start making the slope right at the end of here. So something along these lines. Except for I won't use that one. Oh, wrong gun. Hey, Savinel, welcome to the stream. Thanks for hanging out with me today, man. You hold down the control key. So yeah, if you want to lay a plane of blocks down, hold down control, and then you can lay down up to a certain limit. I don't know what the limit is, but it's very handy, of course, when you need to do that. So, actually, I don't think I want that block there either. So let's take them off over here. What I think we're going to do... What's going on over here? Okay. What I think I'm going to actually do here is Let's put that block in there and this block in here. Well, actually, no. Let's wait. Let's wait on that. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Let's just get the middle part finished first. So, I think what we want to do here is we want to change out these blocks to match those. And so we'll do the same thing on this side. Went a little too far there. I'll put those in like that. And then these will be ramp tops. Okay, that looks good. So do you play Empyrion at all, 7L, or are you just getting into the game? First time looking at it? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that row, then I'm going to hold down Control, and then drag it back and cover this whole area, like so. Alright, and then for here we want to do a row of normal blocks all the way back. Well, actually probably just here. And we'll do the same thing on this side. Sometimes you have to move your drone a little bit though to get it to go horizontally or vertically, depending upon what it is you're trying to do. We'll just double check over here and make sure that's behaving. And then this is going to be a ramp top to there. All right. Now, do I want to... I'm not sure if I'm going to put this on this one on this side or not. Let's go with... Well... I kind of like how, you know, the angle changes a little bit there. As opposed to just one long slope here. So, oh, damn it, I keep hitting the wrong button. I'm not awake yet. Yeah, so let's try something here. Let's... Oh, you know what? That's right. I was just not looking at it correctly. We're on the right track here. Okay. So that goes there. And then this needs to be... I guess it needs to be this. And then here, this is where I might change things up a little bit. How could we do that? We could put in, well, we could even just put this in and leave it like that. For the back end, anyway. That's one option. Another option is to put in something like this. I'm in single-player survival right at the moment. You play too? Awesome. Yeah, I love this game. I've been playing it for a long time. What does that look like? I don't know. That might be a kind of cool looking. If we did that, we would want to let's see. Do something like that, I think. And something like that. And then, if we're going to continue along that vein, let's see. Have you been playing the game for a while, Savino? Yourself? Think. How do I want to do this? This is going to have to change anyways to cover this thruster. So maybe we should figure that out first. I think I'm going to keep that block the way that it is. So let's bring this out to here. Had it for a few months? Okay, cool. Yeah, I bought the game right after it came out, about a little over 2.5 years ago, I think it was. And I played it for about 200 hours at that point, and then right around that time, well, a little before that, Ark came out, but then I started playing Ark, and then I played Ark all the time for a very long time. Over 2,000 hours in that game and change. And then I hadn't played Empyrion for quite some time. And then when they came out with Alpha 7, I came back to it. And I've been playing it pretty regularly ever since then. So certainly enjoying the game. It's a good game. And with most of the stuff that I do in these build situations, I'm kind of making this up as I go. I am following, roughly following the Cylon Raider design. This is what the ship looks like kind of from a bird's eye view. So, just having a hell of a lot of fun with it, though. Mr. Dan, how you doing, my friend? Good morning. Sounds good, bro. Lurk all you want. Okay. We have a spot here that we might actually be able to put something, like an extra RCS or more. So let's actually take advantage of that space and throw some of these in here. And now that I think about it, I could even be doing that for these other places that we put blocks in. Yeah, you know what? That's what I should be doing. That is what I should be doing. And we're going to redo something here. Because this might gain us some space in the fuselage. If we put RCSs in these filler spots, and I'm going to have to go make a bunch more RCSs. Wait a minute, did I miss that? Come on, drone. Yeah, I did. There we go. See, now the old guy's thinking. Now I'm thinking. Yeah, so we're gonna do that. Whenever we need filler blocks, we're gonna put RCSs in. Which means I need to go make some more, and plus we have to go check on those thrusters anyway. So let's do that. Looks like I tagged a couple blocks here. I think I might have done that over here the other day too. Or not, maybe not. So we're gonna dig all these filler blocks back out and replace them with RCSs. Now one thing I could do, I suppose, to take a little bit of time, but I could actually take my advanced constructor out of the main base here and take it over to the small base so it's closer by. It might be worth our time to do that, so I'm not making 100 trips back and forth to the base here to get stuff. See, my brain's actually working this morning for a change. You know why? It's because of Starbucks. So Savinel, this is my base. It's an underwater base, as you can see. And so I built this little dome here. Displaced all the water, which took forever in a day. The way you do that in this game, if you're not familiar with that, is you have to actually take the filler tool and you have to raise the ground up into the space that you want to displace the water. That's the only way you can get rid of it. You can't use, normal blocks. And so that was quite the task. If you're curious, I have all that recorded on my YouTube channel. You can find the link to my YouTube channel in the information of my Twitch channel. But when the final result is, now I have this really cool underwater base inside this dome, and this part's just the living quarters. You can see I have it all decorated and stuff. And then down here in the basement is where I have all my equipment and my farm setup. So it's a pretty fun base. There's more decoration I could do. I just really haven't gotten around to it yet. But I'm tired of Akua. Well, it's not that I'm tired of Akua. I love Akua. It's a beautiful planet. But, it's very limited on resources. And I'm pretty much out of all the stuff that I need to advance. And so I am jonesing to get off this planet and go on to more advanced locations. So anyway, that's what that's about. I'll tell you what, let's do that. Let's get everything out of here. I'm going to have to temporarily store it. Yeah, we got room in here. Stuff that I'm not going to need to take over there is that. I don't think I'm going to need any of that. Glass plates we'll need. We're going to need all the ores. Don't think I'll need plastic. Don't need that. That stuff's going. Let's put this down here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move this advanced constructor over to the build site, so I don't have to keep coming back and forth. Don't need to bring the Pentaxid with us. Okay, let's drop this stuff off in the small vessel. And we'll haul it all over there and set up shop over there. This, oh shit, this gun here, or laser rather, I want to put in there, because I have a base on the moon as well. And I want to have my miner up there, so I want to take that up there next time I go. Oh, shit. I keep closing out of that menu. Alright. We'll keep those here because we need to use them. And we'll keep a stack of blocks in the inventory. Okay. That stuff I'll just keep there. I know I could take some of that out of my inventory, but knowing me, then I'd forget it and I'd take off and I would be without my basic supplies. Okay, so the water and that stuff we can take and put over here. This needs to go over into here. Oh, I guess I have water in there too. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Alright, stone dust and heavy weapon stuff and truss blocks and large steel blocks. That stuff can stay here. I do have a little bit of method to my madness here. But like I said, I haven't finished decorating or organizing stuff, so there's things I could do to improve the storage, make the bigger storage things and all that, as one example. I don't have the materials to make another advanced instructor, otherwise I would have done that. Let's pull all that stuff out too. And we'll grab all of this. Don't need the minor cores. That's the whole reason why I'm trying to get out of here, because I'm just short on stuff all the time. Okay, so let's take this down. And I think that's it. I'm not going to have... I'm just seeing if I have any more ore anywhere. That's not... I didn't even put that in the right place. I'll take that. That's a capital vessel. RCS, so we don't need that. Okay. This is all base stuff, mostly. Medical, water, and seeds. Okay, I think I have everything. Let's grab a couple of pieces of food here. Chow down on some tomatoes. Oh, are you? Okay, yeah. We did on the multiplayer server, which, by the way, if you're looking for a multiplayer server, you're welcome to come and join us. Just let me know. We did a start on Sienna, which is like Ningu's. It's an ice planet. Really, really cold planet, though. Like, super cold. And it was brutal. It took us about 4 hours to gain a foothold to where we weren't just dying left and right and all that. It was a lot of fun, though. We did it, for the challenge of it, of course. And then, once we kind of got to that point, then we said, okay, let's get the hell out of here. And we left that planet and moved on to warmer environments. But that is one hell of a brutal planet to start on. Oh my gosh. Tell you what. Okay, so let's set up this constructor over here. And I've eliminated the drones on this planet, so we could keep it outside, but let's just put it in here. These are both just normal large constructors. This was my original starting base here. So I guess what we can do is we'll pop it down right here. Because that's temporary anyways, it's not going to stay there. And then let's fill this guy up with some fuel. turn on the lights, and then load all the stuff back into it. That we're going to actually take with us. And I have a feeling I'm probably going to run out of resources before we're finished with this, but we'll just get as far as we can. Then I'll have to go raid some more bases and stuff, probably on the moon. I built a lot of thrusters last night, so it used a heck of a lot of material. Good morning, buddy. How are you playing on the multiplayer server, Josie? Alright, let's just put those in there for now to save some room. Okay, so let's see. Let's get some more RCSs cooking up here. I want to make... Let's make another 50 of those for now. Yeah, I will need that many and then some, I'm sure. So we'll finish out our thrusters. All of these are coming off. And going back 3 blocks. And then... yeah, for some reason the game won't let you click and drag for thrusters. You only do one at a time. Not sure why that is, but that's the way it is. Excellent. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take and put plates in place. Like so. You know what? I should have... it's too late now. I should have got the other side. Well, what did it do on the other side? Let's go look. Maybe it did do it right. Nah, because I didn't remove those blocks. Okay. No worries. There we go. And we've got the plating done for there. So now we put these in place. And I'm doing this, you know, just to put some armor over the top of the thrusters so they're a little better protected. Cool. I also want to do this. Put a corner piece in there. Just so it looks a little nicer along the corner there. And I haven't decided if I'm going to add a whole nother layer of plating on the bottom here or not. It would certainly help with, you know, give this thing a lot more armor, but it's also going to make it a lot more massive too. Add more mass to it. And it's been quite a challenge, you know, getting enough thrusters and RCSs on this thing to make it flyable, so I'm a little hesitant to add any more to it than we already need to. So I think we'll hold off on that for now until we get all of the essential stuff in place, and we'll see how she's performing at that point. Ah, damn it. I'm short 2 of those. Okay. And go from there. Okay, good. Let's jump in and just test those lateral thrusters out before we continue on. Maybe putting some ramps on this thing should be the next priority. It's getting up in here. It's kind of a bear. Okay, let's try this out. That's not too bad. In fact, that's not bad at all for such a large ship. It gives us some pretty good thrust, I think. Because we got the, we've got the, those bigger side, lateral thrusters down there too, in addition to what I just put on the wings. That kind of looks cool too. I like that. And if we did have to add some more, we have a couple more sections aft of the current line of thrusters that we can put more into, but that's not too bad, really. I think we're gonna go with that because lateral thrusters on the sides of the wings are the one thing that we could very easily add more later on the ship. So keeping in mind, that this is absolutely a massive ship for a small vessel, that's not bad. I don't think that's bad at all. Okay. Josie, I'm not going to hop on Discord while I'm doing this particular stream just because I need to keep talking all the time, so we'd be talking over each other, but I'll join you guys later in multiplayer at some point for sure. I'm trying to get this ship done so I can actually bring it over there. Alright, so we made a bunch more RCSs. Let's get as many of those as we can at the moment. We also need 2 more of these, so we'll queue up a couple of those. And then let's keep laying some blocks. So we're going to use these to fill in these places that just are using filler blocks. In fact, we might even do it here too. And we're out of RCSs already. You know what we could do, though? Let's go ahead and take the ones out of the fuselage for now. Savinel, thank you, sir, for the follow. I really appreciate it. Welcome to the channel. Very glad to have you, man. And like I said, let me know if you're interested in doing multiplayer with us. And we'll get you on the server. The other thing I don't know if I mentioned to you is that we are also playing the Voodoo 3 scenario, which adds over 150 planets and moons to the world. So keep that in mind too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull these back up and put as many of them on the wings in those filler spaces as I can, and then we'll come back and fill this back up later with as many as I think we'll need, to get the ship into a drivable state. Now, there was one other thing that I was thinking about, and somebody mentioned this last night in the stream, and that was, let's look at something here. So these 1x3x1 jets, small vessel. So these have a force of 350k in, and there's 6 of them. So that gives us 1800 plus 300. So that gives us 2100 force altogether with 6 of those. And this one only has 1.3 m in. Am I thinking about that right? I think so, yeah. So actually, I don't think that's going to get... That's actually going to remove. These 6 of these together are more than one of those. What I was thinking about doing was pulling these out and putting a double stack of the XXLs in there, but I don't think if I did the math right there, which I may not have, I don't think that's going to gain us. I think we're going to actually lose some thrust. All right, so we're just gonna keep that the way it is. Every once in a while, when I'm working on this, I hit the wrong button and select my gun instead of my repair tool and shoot something. So that's what that damage is, in case you were curious. All right, so now that I have a few of these, before we put anything more down, let's get our symmetry plane going again. And we want to remove the filler blocks. And replace with RCSs. So it goes from 1,000 to 1,000,000 and not 10,000, huh? Okay. So does that mean that... What were we looking at? These? So 9 of these... Yeah, I did that math right. Right? Because 9 of these is going to be 2.1 million, basically, versus 1.3 million with one of those. Yeah, I think you're right too. I don't know what N means though. Or, I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know what N means. What that stands for? Some kind of Newtonian force or something like that. I'm not sure. So yeah, it looks like 9 of these are still considerably more powerful than one of those. So it's the right move, I think, to keep those on there. Okay, so these are all going to be fillers. We'll take these off. And same on this side. Newtons? Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, but I'm not 100% sure if that's correct. Alright, let's put our symmetry plane back on. Double check it. Make sure it's even. And it is not even. We're going to have to bump it. Even though it looks like it. So we'll reset that. Looks like we're good now. That's why you always want to check that thing when you set it. Even if it was set correctly the last time. Okay. So now we're just going to RCS the hell out of this. check this side. And we're out of it more. Out of them again. Okay. Let's go grab another batch of these. I'm going to be really glad that I moved the constructor over here, that's for sure. It's the pushing force ratio, yeah. I understand what it represents, I just don't know what the actual term itself means. I'll say one thing, man. Building big ships like this is a lot of work. It really is. And this is still a small vessel. This isn't even a cap ship. Oh, we need to dig out these too. I'm probably going to have to spend some considerable time off camera. Well, maybe a little bit even on camera too. And just start raiding every single possible base. Mining out every single possible deposit on the Akua and on Akua's moon to get all the resources that I'm going to need to finish this project. I'm thinking. But I'm very happy though that I thought to put these out here. Because what that's going to do is that's going to gain us all this, well, maybe not all of it, but more space back in here that I originally had lost to all those RCSs. So, let's pull the rest of those RCSs out of there for now. We can always replace them again later as needed. And of course, it probably would make sense. Of course, I'm going to need to put more generators in here too. So, you know, all this space underneath the thrusters is a good spot for all that sort of thing. And I might even move the warp core up so it's even with the front of this and put RCSs in behind, just so this is a little, you know, more well protected. Because right now, the only thing between it and the outside world is the thrusters behind it. We'll worry about that later. That's not our focus right at the moment. Okay, unit of force. Named after Isaac Newton. Yep, okay. Like I said, I kind of vaguely knew that, but if you would have asked me point blank, what exactly does this mean, I wouldn't have been able to say that. Not honestly, anyway. It's good to know, though. Good to know. Makes me just a tiny bit smarter than I was 2 minutes ago. Okay, so let's fill that in. And we'll fill that in. And we're out again. Okay. Cool. I like it. What are we looking like over on the side? I think we can start blocking in this part and this part. In fact, we can probably block in all the way to the front now. Unless we wanted to also put RCSs in here, which we do. I want to use every possible available space for these things. Because we're going to need it. So what we'll do is we'll focus on getting these outer parts done first so we can block in the outer parts while we're waiting for more RCSs for the inside part. Okay, good. It's always a good thing to learn at least one new thing every day. Alright, so let's see. How are we doing? Steel plate, motor, electronics, computer. Electronics, mechanical components, optical fiber, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Let's make up another 50. I don't want to just go balls out and make as many as I have materials for because there's other stuff that we need to do too, so... Oh, wait. Gotta get up here first. So we want to finish out the outer portion first. So let me make sure I've got everything clear on both sides. Yeah, I am building this in creative or in survival. Oh, are you asking me if I build in creative? I have before, and the answer is yes, I do. But this stream is really just a supplemental presentation, I guess, of my YouTube Let's Play series. So this whole world, the base, all the ships, everything I have on this world is actually a YouTube series that I'm doing. And in that series, I'm doing everything in survival mode. And so, therefore, you know, even though I'm streaming this part of it, because it's just too damn long to do a YouTube video with builds like these, I still do it in survival mode. So, but yeah, I do build stuff in creative mode too. I've built a very large base a couple of years ago in creative mode. There's no way I would have wanted to try to attempt that in survival. It's I'll show it to you real quick. So basically, it's the Sky Needle. I modeled it loosely after the Space Needle in Seattle, Washington, because that's where I'm from. I don't live there now, but that's where I was born and raised, in that area. And so this thing is over 600 feet high, and it's just absolutely ginormous. And it took me, you know, many, many hours in creative mode to build it. But I did it 2 years ago, put it up on the workshop, and now it's got, you know, illegal blocks and stuff like that. And so at some point I need to go through it and see if I can fix it and update it so, you know, so that it works with the newest version of Empyrion. But anyway, it is on the workshop. And all the screenshots, I took several screenshots of it, are there if you're curious. Just take a look at it. It's called the Sky Needle. All right, back to this. So what we're doing is we're gonna fill in all of the spots on the outside so we can finish blocking it up. So we have our symmetry plane on. Let's do this. We don't have even nowhere near close to enough yet. So we'll just do it a little bit at a time until everything's in place. No. That's not where that goes. I almost did it. Well, for that side anyway. Yeah, I've got a whole nother row down here that needs to be filled too. And a couple spots there. Okay, back to the constructor. Hell, maybe I should have set this right on the pad, but I don't want it in the way when I'm landing the ship, though. $12 more. And we can still make more, so let's queue up another 50. Yeah, close enough. What I think I'll do too is we'll go do some raids. Because flux coils are what's keeping me from making a couple more, or at least one more advanced constructor. See, that's what I'm missing there. So we could go, you know, raid some more POIs and get some of that stuff, and maybe get 2 of those going to save a little time. Oh, okay. Hey, Mighty Chops. Good morning, my friend. How are you doing, bud? I saw you were playing Ark earlier. How is your Ark game going, by the way? Looks like you're having a lot of fun with it. Okay, so let's put that in there. And that goes in there. We don't want anything there. But we can put one there. Still not quite enough. Getting close, though. Getting close. So we'll need a couple more for... So 2 more for there, 1 more for there. We're not doing the inside yet. We couldn't even take the ones down on the inside just to finish out the outside. So we can get started with the blocks again. 150 female Rex tamed. Oh, nice. Okay, that's great, dude. What's your dino level cap on the server you guys are playing on? Yeah, but in terms of the first point there, Savanel, you know you get meteorites coming down, which actually makes things easier, because then, you know, then you can just hit the meteorites. You don't even have to dig underground anymore. But I hear you. Yeah, sometimes raiding POIs can, in single player anyways, get boring. So that's why multiplayer makes it a lot more fun to play with buddies and, you know, just enjoy the game a lot more with other people. It's fun to play single player too, but you, like you said, you kind of get to a point where, you know, you're getting a little bored, but that's true with almost any game, really. All right. I think we're good. I'm not taking these any further back on this row because we're gonna, have to start bringing some blocks down there. But as we, start to put this together more, wherever I see spots that I can put filler in using RCSs, I'm going to do that. Like these two here, for example. Because it just makes sense to do so. Did I fill that in too? I did. Okay, good. Yay me. Alright, let's get this outer part. Let's figure out how we're going to block up this outer part now. So let's remove that. My original idea was to just use, this type of a contour all the way up. And we still could do that. At least out here. But I'm almost thinking it might look cool to have another contour or another change, so it's not just one long slope there. Maybe right here. So what if we did that? And then took this out and put this one in. Oh, no. Wrong angle. We also have, where is that at? I'm looking for a little tiny corner filler block. Here, this guy. Okay, so that actually might look better down on the bottom here. Yep, could be kind of cool. But I'm thinking this though. We'll put this one in here like so. That might look neat. That might look neat. It's a little hard to tell until you actually start filling it out a little bit. But the whole idea here is I'm trying to break up, just the long 45 degree or whatever that degree is, angle. So there's a little more shape and contour to it, That's kind of the idea behind all that. Let's try that. Let's just try that and see if it gives us warm fuzzies inside. And if we don't like it, then we'll fix it later. And I'm going to get rid of all this for now, too. So this block here, I think, was one of these. And then I have to go look at it again. I can't remember what I did there. So we got the little corner guy, and then we got this guy there, and then we got a full block, and then a ramp tip on top of there. Okay. Whoop. And then I think this here is another ramp block. Whoa, overshot. Yeah, so ramp block and then a full block. That's what we want. Ramp block and full block. And then this is a ramp. And this is one of those guys. Does that look right? So if we are going to do this, which I think I am, we have a whole nother area, row that we can put more RCSs in. So let's go see how we're doing on our RCSs. Yeah, I think that's going to look cool. I like that. You like it better with one sleek angle? Yeah, I get that, but the thing is I mean, this whole game is angles. It's blocks and squares and angles. There's not anything that's or very few, I should say, things that are directly round. So I'm just trying to, you know, break that up a little bit to give the ship a little more character, so to speak. You know, one of the things that I don't like, but there's nothing I can do about it because it's just the way Empyrion is the look of, you know, the wings. You know, they look serrated, you know, like a bread knife or something like that. Of course, you know, that could be a cool thing though too. You know, a cool feature. But yeah, it's very challenging in this game to work with rounds and curves. So anyway, that's what that's all about. Let's go ahead and grab some more RCSs. Savanel, I heard that if you take and put an auto miner on a node that it will not deplete the resource out. I think that depends upon a server setting. There's a setting that you can set, and you can also do this in your single player game, that determines whether or not that will happen, if the auto miner depletes or not. And I have that set to actually deplete, but I'll be honest with you, I don't use auto miners that much. Most of the time I'll just jump in the ladybug with lasers, mining lasers on it, and that'll just rip the shit out of everything. And like I said earlier, you know, get all the deposits cleaned up, and then the game will start throwing meteorites at you, and then mining gets super easy. And again, you just run up to it with the ladybug with mining lasers and just tear it open, and then you'll have ore for days. Okay, so that fixes those. So we're going to put one more row of RCS in down here. Do I have enough to get all the way to the front? We need two more to finish that out. So we're going to rob Peter to pay Paul here. Oh, wait a minute. I actually have another row here too. Doggone it. That's a good problem to have. But it means we're going to have to wait a little longer. Okay. Well, we're going to do it right, guys. We're going to do it right. That's faux show. So we can do another row of RCSs here. So let's get that ready on the other side. Maybe what we ought to do is take a break from this and actually go raid a POI. while we're waiting for more of these to cook up. Maybe that's what we ought to do. I know that there's one more. I think it's an outpost kind of near the mining, or not mining, the drone base that I took out. So let's go hit that. And while we're doing that, well, we've got quite a bit of these cooking up. So we'll just let that go. And let's go blow some shit up. What do you think? Sound like a good idea? Hope everybody's having an awesome Saturday. Mine's going pretty well. I got up this morning, went to Starbucks and got my wife and I some stuff and came on back and then started the stream. Okay, hold on. What do I have for ammo in this thing? Oh, okay, I got 346 rockets, plenty of bullets. Yeah, we got enough stuff. I probably should grab a couple more explosives though, just in case, because you can never have too many explosives. So we'll run down here and grab that stuff, and then we'll go to a raid. Got 2 stacks of rifle ammo. Let's grab one more stack of that. Let's grab all those explosives. That's for my handheld rocket launcher. Yeah, what the hell, we'll take those. Probably won't use them, but we'll take them anyway. And I think that's all we need. Might not be a bad idea to make a core. I don't have anything to do that here now because everything's over at the other base. Yeah, we'll just take stuff apart. I'm not worried about that. Let's refill the base. I never actually set up any solar panels on this base. I have them on my moon base. But I haven't done it on here. I just haven't gotten around to it. But Promethium is so easy to come by, though. It's almost not even really worth it. Oh, this hovercraft here I built too a couple months ago on stream, and it's on the workshop. This one's kind of banged up. I have to do some repairs on it, but if you're curious, where's that at? That's this guy right here, Old Guy HV. So that is on the workshop, available. A few people have downloaded it, and it's pretty cool. It's not ideal for mining. I mean, you can mine with it, of course, but just because of all the angles and stuff on it. But it's pretty sleek and race car looking type hovercraft. It does only have normal steel on it. I haven't gotten around to upgrading it to combats or to hardened steel, so that is something to keep in mind. But for PvE stuff, it's pretty fun. Okay, let's go blow stuff up. We want to go to... The other thing I'm going to do too, like I said, is I'm going to deplete all the ore deposits on this planet so I can start getting some asteroids. We've already creamed the abandoned mine, the village. We don't want to go there. Another village. Yeah. I think I've creamed this drone base, and I think I've taken this outpost out. So I think this outpost here is still live. And that's yeah, those are all neutral places. I think that's the last enemy base. I don't know. I actually, this might still be active too. We'll have to check it out. Well, I know that outpost is there for sure. So let's hit that first. Let me make sure I'm not on the other side of the green line. I guess it kind of 6 in one, half dozen the other, because it's about on the other side of the planet either way. The green line issue, if you guys don't know what that is, it's the divider, the hemisphere divider of the planet, the longitudinal divider, and it's got a bug where if you have a waypoint on the other side of the line, instead of it taking you directly to it, it wraps around the long way across the planet. So it's a real pain in the butt. I took the top half of the back part of the Titan apart for hardened steel, so I still have more of that to harvest. You're having asteroids for lunch, Josie? All right, sounds good, man. Getting a whole bunch of resources. My cap ship should be ready to spawn in when I jump on the multiplayer server, so I'm excited about that. If you guys are curious on that, I spawned in the Cherub off the workshop. I don't remember the dude's name that made this ship. Actually, this is based off of another ship. And so I spawned a bunch of them in creative mode and tested them out. And this ship handles amazing. For a capital ship, absolutely amazing. It's got this little kind of flight deck on the front, so it's sort of like an aircraft. It's like a mini aircraft carrier. And so I have that in the factory, and it should be ready for me to spawn in on the multiplayer server when I get on that server. So it's called the Cherub. Check it out. Give the dude that made it a thumbs up. We always, the creators always appreciate that kind of stuff. And yeah, so looking forward to that. On this playthrough, though, on this world, I'm going to be building a capital ship from scratch, which will be the next build project after we're done with the Raider. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm still haven't decided exactly what I'm going to do yet, so my brain's still spinning on that part of it. But I'm probably not going to make a ginormous ship. I'm probably going to make something a little more sleek, Corvette class style. Alright, is this the outpost that I creamed? No, I think this one should still be active, I think. We're going to find out here in a second. I have 327 range on my rockets. Reload. Okay, we got one gun out. Two guns are out. Now, what I might try and do, if I can get away with it, I'd like to see if I can zerg in there and leave those guns intact so I can actually take them apart and get their resources. I don't know if I'm going to be able to safely do that, though. Come on, level out, ship. Good grief. Let's park for a second. And just poke our head up over the hill and see if we can catch a rocket in the mouth. Open wide. As long as we're not in line of sight, we might be able to work our way over there. Whoa, 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 okay. Not good, not good, not good. What about over here? Now, you know what? I think that's going to be too damn dangerous. Yeah, they still see me. All right, we're going to have to just take those guns out, unfortunately. You know what we need in this game is an EMP weapon. You know, so we can disable stuff like that without destroying it. And then we can get the loot from it. That would be cool. Okay. All your base are belong to me. Well, not quite yet. Hey! The hell, man? What? What the hell? He must have been... Was he like a rocket guy? I wasn't paying attention. I did that for you guys' entertainment. Solely for your entertainment. It was intended. It was on purpose. And if you'll buy that, have some oceanfront property for sale in Colorado, I'll sell you too. Oh, well, this is nothing, man. If you guys would have been on my Subnautica stream last night, holy cow, I got my ass handed to me by 3 ghost leviathans. What had happened was, because I'm kind of... Oh, shit. What am I doing? Not even thinking here. God, he's still alive. What had happened was, I had wandered off into... I think... You know what I think is going to have to happen here, guys? Look at my ship. It's just like... out there. I had wandered off into the edge of the map, and I didn't realize it because I'm a noob. And when you get off the edge of the map in Subnautica, what it does is it starts to spawn in these huge. They're called adult. You know, the biggest ones of the ghost leviathans, and not just one, but it spawns in multiple ones to attack you. Basically to discourage you from going beyond the edge of the world. And I wasn't completely aware of that at the time. I was just, looking for the underground power station, I think it was, to advance the story. I'm going to let this guy kill me so I can spawn back at base. Come at me, bro. Thank you. We got to go back to base. Get some guns and come back here in the hovercraft to finish this job. Anyway, so I didn't know that, right? So I was looking and when you get beyond the edge of the map, apparently Subnautica, I didn't know this either, is what? Why not? Why the hell can't I spawn at my home base? I've got a medical station there. I wonder if it's because I set my moon base to be my home base. Ah, shit. Okay. Oh, good. Okay. Whew. I was afraid it might have sent me to the Akua station instead. Ah, yeah. You know what? That's what I did. I set my moon base to my home spawn. And that's why I couldn't come back here. But we lucked out and managed to come back here anyway. What was I saying? Okay, yeah, so I had gotten off into that no man's land, beyond this point, there be monsters, dragons, that sort of thing. And just kind of cruising along, totally freaked out because, it's absolutely infinitely deep. Because I guess the map on Subnautica is actually a crater in this, gigantic underwater volcano. So the whole map, the whole area that you play the game in and where the Aurora crashed is inside of a large undersea volcano in the crater of that volcano, which kind of makes sense because when you go down far enough, you actually get into the volcanic region anyway. But if you go beyond the edge of the crater, because that's what it's called Crater's Edge, then you get you're at the border of the map, and then that's when the game will automatically spawn in ghost leviathans to basically say, hey, you shouldn't be here. Of course, maybe the noob that I am, Didn't get that message fast enough. I was launching my decoys, and the Leviathans were completely ignoring my decoys and basically just creamed my sub, lost my prawn. So I went back out to try and retrieve my stuff in the Seamoth, and got eaten in that, of course, which was really stupid. And so currently in Subnautica, I have no vehicles. So it was a rough stream last night, man. I tell you what. Anyway, enough of that. Let's resupply here. What do I have for guns? I have a Tech 2 assault rifle, so let's grab that. We'll grab the multi-tool in case we need it. And then for ammo, we'll grab a couple stacks of that and multi-tool charges. Because all we really need to do is just take that guy out that's outside, and then figure out what we're going to do about the ship, because I think the cockpit's gone in it. In fact, maybe that's what we should do, is make a cockpit. Let's take this food with us too. And we'll probably have to throw another cockpit on there just so we can get the ship back. Oh well, these things happen. Not the first time I've been creamed, and it definitely won't be the last time. Alright, Sinclair Anarch. Did I pronounce that right? Sinclair Anarch? You're revamping what now? And adding a huge farm. What are you talking about, dude? And by the way, welcome to the stream. I don't know the context in which you're saying all that in. Okay, sounds good, Josie. Sounds good. We've got to go recover from our blunder here. Okay, stop this. Now, I need to make a cockpit for a small vessel. And then we'll queue up, oh, I don't know, another 60 or so of those. It's going to be interesting trying to get back on that ship, though, with it being up in the air like that. We'll have to see. You know what we might have to actually do is we might have to put a core down so we can actually put blocks down and elevator up to it. Do I have any blocks in here? Doesn't look like it. There we go. So I'm going to stop back by the main base here for a second and just grab a few blocks that I can use as a platform to get up to my ship. Invisible monkey, that would be, oh, the cherub, okay. All right, good. So you have it too? Yeah, I haven't. I flew around a little bit in creative mode, Sinclair, but I haven't actually used it yet. So I'm looking forward to it. I was very impressed with how well it performed. So that's the main reason why I chose it. Okay, Invisible Monkey. I want to remind you, my good friend, that I am very new to the newer parts of Empyrion. And so, to answer your question, I don't even know what the hell you're talking about, but I get the feeling like I'm going to learn something new and very cool because you're going to tell me. So tell me all about that. What are we talking about? Let's just take those. See, I didn't play this game for about a year and a half, so I missed. The last time I played, I think, was Alpha 3, or maybe it was even 2. And then I didn't start playing it again until 7 came out a few months ago. So there's still a lot of stuff that's been added to the game over the last couple of years that I'm still discovering. And that's one thing that I wasn't aware of. So tell me about that. Remotely control a ship in a registry. That sounds very useful. On the menu tabs is a registry. It lists everything you own, and you can access controls to turn a ship's power and let it fall. Ah, okay. I have seen that registry, but I've never used it. So you're talking about this thing. And small vessel? How come my small vessel doesn't show up here? Oh, okay. Wow, that's awesome, man. I never even knew that was a thing. That's the raider. Okay, here. Well, let's get over there. Man, I am just getting all kinds of smart today, learning stuff about this game. You guys are awesome. Thank you very much for letting me know about that. I wasn't even aware. I mean, I'd seen it, right? And I thought it was just a list of all the shit that you owned. I didn't know you could actually remotely control stuff. So that is cool. All right, where are we going? We are going here. Let's just put another temporary waypoint. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay. We got the one guy outside. I did take the spawner out before I blew up, so we're good on that. We just got to take the one guy outside out. And then we should be able to get to the ship using this registry trick that Monkey just talked about. Come on, old guy hovercraft. You can do it. You can do it. Now I'm glad I did take all those guns out. Well, we could even try and cheese this guy from here. We can find him. Oh, it looks like the ship did sink down a little bit. Okay, he's down. Any more enemies around? Yeah, okay, good. So it did come back down. But let's be extra cautious here. Excuse me. I'm getting over a cold here, so apologize for my hacking and yakking. Okay, so let's get this all back together. Put the Medipack there. And I guess we can put that there. Oh. He's inside the door, so let's get our ship fixed first, and then we'll worry about the other stuff later. Alright. Which of these did I have on there? Was it this one? Yeah, it was. I think it was. Okay, well, that was, that could have gone worse. How much damage do we have? 91% on the hull. And expand all. Ammo box is in really bad shape. Fuel tank. Okay, yeah, we're gonna have to fix all that. But since we're back in the ship, let's go ahead and blow these doors here at least. Okay, come on, straighten out. And I wonder if we can get those guys to come out, or we could just do this, I guess. Any more? Okay. Alright, looks like there's a spawner right down there. Maybe? Maybe not. Okay. This floor is secured. Let's grab all the loot off these mechs here. Yeah, thanks for letting me know, Invisible Monkey, about that registry, though. That's extremely useful to know. We don't want that. Alright, we'll take that. And we'll cheese all the rest of your ammo. Okay. While we're here, let's go ahead and unload some stuff. I don't need all of those. Don't need that extra multi-tool. I don't know if I'm going to put my core down in here or not. I'm really just after components. So I don't think I'm going to do that, since I don't need to now. Don't need all that ammo. Okay. I'll take that stuff. Now, this is a trap. If you guys aren't familiar with this POI, This will open the door, but as soon as I go in there, the door will close and I can't get back out. And then I'm going to get rushed by a bunch of dudes at the bottom. But we're not going to play that game. Instead, we're going to take this apart. Like so. And so now we can go down, hit a couple of the baddies, hop back up here, and wash, rinse, repeat. Do have a little bit of splash damage down there, unfortunately. Yeah, I see you guys in there. Alright, so I think what we're going to do... Let's go through here first, I guess. Take all of that. Blow that thing out of the way. Okay, so let's see. The core, well, I think the core is in the center of that other room. I will take. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to take that out. Alright. Make sure there's no anti-personnel turrets. Now the base is mine. We still have a couple more enemies, though, that we have to deal with. I guess we'll take all of that. I used to just, like everybody else, throw the cheap stuff out. And I still do if it's like really cheap stuff, like stone dust and wood and all that. But you can sell a lot of the other stuff nowadays and do pretty good with it. So, all right, let's get back over here. And what we're going to do... Oh, I guess I don't need to do that anymore, do I? We're going to deconstruct. So we're going to rocket these guys. Only have 3 rockets. Oh, wait a minute, what? Am I using the wrong rockets in this thing? I think I am. I guess you have to use the homing rockets in this. I thought you could use the normal ones. Okay, let's not use explosives in here. I might. Looks like I got them all anyway. Famous last words, right? Okay, I think the base is ours. Don't really care about any of that stuff. Can't quite access this other one. There we go. Okay, now let's go ahead and grab all the stuff that's going to give us components. And we're going to have to go back to the ship and unload anyway. Before we do that, you know, that could be my name. Hey man, thank you for the follow. It could be my name. Appreciate it, man. Hope your day's going well. And it's good to have you. Good to have you on the stream here. And that goes for everybody that's watching right now. I really appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with me today. So, alright, let's get rid of that. Make a little more room. That can go down there. We'll put the food here, and we'll put, I don't know, the coffee. I don't really need all that ammo, but like I said, I don't want to empty it all out, or I'll forget and then take off to the moon or something and not have any ammo with me. Could be your name. I like that. That's awesome. Okay, let's take this place apart. I'm mostly just interested in components, not so much blocks. I got plenty of steel blocks. We'll grab... We do need to make some more of these, so we'll grab the materials. But I need to make them for small vessel, not base, so that's why I'm not keeping them intact. I want the materials for them. And not the actual full block. We'll take that elevator out. We'll leave the other ones in place for the moment. Guess there's nothing in here. Take the doors, the lights. Yeah, this base, outpost base, is kind of sparse. There's not a whole lot to it. But we did get a couple jennies, so we got some good stuff from those. Those are really almost the best thing to take apart in these places. Combat steel, yeah, we'll definitely take that. Alright. Fuel tanks. Those are good to get. I don't think there's anything else here that just goes outside. And then we should have some deco stuff up above that we can take apart and get some components from. And I guess that's it. There wasn't not a whole lot to this place. Am I missing any components, guys, that you can think of? There's probably a few more lights somewhere, but I'm not too worried about that. Oh, did I forget to pull the fuel? Oh well. I know I should have done that, but I have promethium coming out my ears, so it's not really going to set me back. But yeah, I should have done it. You're right. There's some lights down here we can grab. Gives us optical fibers, which I believe we need for the RCSs, so definitely take that. Oh, really? Okay. Well, welcome to Empyrion, man. I can very highly recommend this game. It's similar in a lot of ways to Space Engineers, but Space Engineers is more technical, and this is more survival oriented, I guess I'd say. And so, and it's it's a voxel-based world, so you can dig down into the earth, just like you can in Minecraft and 7 Days to Die. It's got some really nice building aids, like the symmetry plane, for example, which I use all the time. And one of the neatest things about Empyrion that has always appealed to me is that you have the option of going to different worlds, so you're not just stuck in one place. So right now I'm on the planet Akua, and these are technically called playfields. So it's a whole planet. It's about 32 square kilometers, so it's pretty good size. But there are several planets and moons that you can travel to in the game, and they're all different environments. Some of them are, most of them in fact are alien planets with different types of environments and stuff. And so, you got a whole universe that you can travel to. Now, I've only uncovered, I guess I should say, I'm only aware of Akua, where I am now, which is an Earth-like planet, Ninkus, which is an ice planet, and then Skillon, which is kind of like a desert barren type planet. But there are more planets here. I just haven't discovered them yet, which I will do once I start getting warp capability. So, that's one of the things about the game that's just really appealing, is the fact that, you have all these different playfields, these different worlds that you can travel to. And, depending upon how well you are at sandboxing and role-playing and that sort of thing, I mean, you could spend, literally days, if not weeks, on each planet and then go to the next one. So there's a whole lot of longevity to this game. If you're the type of person, that knows how to keep yourself entertained, so to speak, and don't rely heavily upon, quest lines and stuff like that. If you're into building, then that's another thing about the game. People have built some amazing stuff, and you can download other people's creations on the Steam Workshop or on the Nexus. And so, that's another thing that makes this game really fun, and something that, you can play for a very long time if you like to build stuff. So this ship I'm flying now, I built this. It's nothing super fancy, but, it's a functional ship, does pretty good. When I don't let my cockpit get blown out from underneath me, that is. And the cool thing is, you build it and then you can fly it. And you can provide it for other people too, to fly, download and fly if they like it. So just a lot of cool stuff about this game. I really enjoy it. I've probably got about 300 hours into it now. But I played it when it first came out, and then I stopped playing it for about 1.5 years and missed a lot of the updates between 3 and 7. And so there's still some things about the game, like the registry that Invisible was telling me about earlier, that I'm still trying to figure out myself. But overall, just really love the game. Just enjoying the hell out of it. So anyway, highly recommend it. Give it a try if you want. And if you really like it, we also have a multiplayer server that has over 150 planets and moons that you can go to, that you'd be welcome to join us. And anybody else that's watching the stream would be welcome too. So, alright, what are we doing? We still have quite a bit of storage space and quite a bit of ammo. So it might behoove us to check out some of these other POIs. I think I've creamed this fortress, but I can't remember for sure. So let's check it out. And then there was also the spaceport that I can't remember for sure. I've been playing on this map since September. Off and on. So I just don't remember exactly what all I've done on it. Let's go check out this fortress and see if it's still around. We are going to have to be really careful though, because we do have some damage on the ship. I probably should take some time and repair that. Can't see a damn thing. So we'll put night vision on. Alright. Do we have guns? No, I think I've already cleaned this place out. Let's just land really quick and check it out. Make sure I actually did get everything out of there. Yeah, it's been cleared. Yeah, let them know. Absolutely, let them know. Starforge, yeah. You know, when I first heard about Starforge many years ago, I definitely put it on my Steam wish list and kind of watched the game as it came along. But I never actually got it myself because of the issues, the abandonment issues, I guess you'd call it. Which was really disappointing because Starforge was kind of one of the first games that was Minecraft-like, but was more realistic looking. At least I thought it was. And so when I first saw it, I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to play this. It's going to be so awesome. But unfortunately, for whatever the reasons, it never actually got put together correctly. And when they finally released it, they had a lot of pissed off customers. So I didn't even bother buying it myself. But it was, after Starforge, then it's when some of these other games, like Empyrion, for example, and 7 Days to Die, and other games like it, started coming out. And so, we were able to, even though we couldn't do Starforge, at least, because it wasn't in good shape, we have these other games now, and they're just really fun. Survival games are definitely my favorite genre, though I do like, role-play adventure games like, Skyrim and Oblivion and all those too. Lenope Man, thank you for the follow, buddy. Appreciate it. Welcome to the stream and happy Saturday to you. How about you? Do you play Empyrion? So anyway, back to Could Be Your Name. Back to what you're saying. Check this game out. I cannot recommend it enough, man. It is really fun. If you like sandboxing, if you like building, if you like digging down into the world and that sort of thing. That's the type of game that it is. The combat's okay. It's nothing special, but it's not utterly boring either. Definitely room for improvement there. PvP, of course, is a whole different matter. But the problem with PvP in this game, and it's kind of a problem in a lot of games, is that it can be really hard to enjoy it. Because of balancing issues and stuff like that. But where PvP can be really fun, and this is probably true in any case, really, is if you do it with friends. If you do it with people you trust and they're going to be quote-unquote honorable about it. Like, for example, doing dogfights or stuff like that. That's where it can be a lot of fun. But it's not so much fun when you got a bunch of asshats, you know, going around destroying all your shit when you're offline and, you know, that kind of thing. That's not fun PvP. And like I said, that's not a problem that's exclusive to Empyrion. That's a problem almost in any game, like Ark, for example. Alright, so what else do we have? There was the spaceport. That, I believe, is a civvy place, or a neutral place. Shuttle hub. I don't remember if that's an enemy base or not, so let's find out. Hello, Siri! How you doing this afternoon? What time is it? 12:08. Okay. Did you get all the server issues sorted out for Starvation? Everybody, seriously, Stress Gamer is a good friend of mine. She's a streamer and a YouTuber, and she lives in Wales in the UK. And so I'm actually going to be playing with her and some other friends in a couple of hours on her 7 Days to Die server with the Starvation mod. So if you guys are still around and you want to get in on some 7 Days to Die action, we'll be doing that here in a little bit. She just started or loaded the world, so everything's going to be fresh, and we're all going to be starting from the beginning, which kind of sucks, but it's the way it goes. I'm a professional 7 Days to Die game starter. I've done it so many times, it makes me numb to think about it. But that's the way it goes. So we'll hop over here to the shuttle hub and see if this is an active POI. I can't remember if it is or if it isn't. We'll also take a look at the spaceport, which looks like it's already taken out. I must have taken that out too. Yeah, I did take this out. I took this out on a really early YouTube episode now that I think about it. Okay. So we'll see if the shuttle hub is still active. If it isn't, then we'll probably head back to base and do a little bit more work on the Raider before I have to switch over to 7 Days. Now I have a bunch of POIs on the moon. Oh, you know what? This is a neutral base, isn't it? Okay. It still could have some stuff that we could loot, though. Let's just check it out real quick. What's going on, my dude? Nothing in there. I've probably already been here. I'm sure that I have, but let's just check it real quick. Yeah, this has all been looted already. That's the one difference between single player and multiplayer, in case you guys didn't know, is that stuff doesn't reset in single player. Or at least I have the server set that way. And the reason that I did that, always grab these, because you can sell them for quite a bit of money if you don't actually need to use them. Any kind of boost. But the reason I did that is because I didn't want to stay in one place for very long. So I wanted to make sure that I exhausted the resources so that I would be kind of, you know, forcing myself to move on. Okay, so there's nothing here. I've already been here. Let's see, where's the ship? Yeah. Nothing there. Oh, come on, man! I have to go back to jump jet school. Too bad that thing didn't... That doesn't work on my ship, does it? I wouldn't think so, no. Alright, well, let's head back to the base and see how much more progress we can make on the Raider before I have to switch streams here. I think this game, too, is... Somebody said it. I can't remember who it was. I think it might have been Cage848, but said that this game is criminally underrated. And I completely agree with that. It really is. So we're gonna land here. And I'll repair all that stuff later. I'm not gonna do that while I'm on stream with you guys. Alright, so we want to put stuff in the constructor that is componentry and ore. The rest of that stuff can stay there. This is actually still an alpha game. So it is still considered early access. But that being said, though, it's very, very functional. It does have bugs, but it doesn't have, any game-breaking bugs that I'm aware of, anyway. And you will definitely, from that standpoint, you definitely will get your money's worth if you buy it even now. And the devs are very, very dedicated to the game, very open to the community feedback and stuff, which is an awesome thing. And so even though it is quote-unquote alpha, very, very playable. The main problem with all these early access alpha games, as you guys know, is that when they do come out with a new update, if it's a major update, you got to start all over. So that that part of it kind of sucks, but it's just kind of the trade-off, I suppose, for playing an early access game. I think that's it for the loot, or at least the loot that needs to go in here. Okay, so we have 103 RCSs. That's good. And let's queue up some more Ginnies. I'm going to add at least 2 more to the ship, and then we'll see where we are after that. And I could if I... Wait a second. Can I? No, I still don't have enough flux coil material to make another advanced constructor, so we'll just keep working with the one we have. Oh yeah, it really is in a very, very good state for an alpha game. Absolutely. One of the most stable alpha, and keep in mind, I'm saying that quote unquote, the word stable, games that I think I've ever played. So yeah, it does have some bugs, but there's plenty of good, reliable, stable game here to play, even being in an alpha state. So we're going to put another row of RCSs along here. Let's go over to this side, and I think we're symmetrical on both sides. Huh. Oh, I forgot to turn the symmetry plane on. That's why those didn't place. There we go. Okay, let's start working on the inside now. I want to make sure that I have everything even Steven. And let's put the symmetry plane on too. So what this thing will do, for those of you who are newer to the game, is I can turn this symmetry plane on, and what it does is it allows me to, or it'll mimic or mirror whatever I place on this side, it'll place for me on this side. So that way you build half of the ship and it builds the other half for you. That's the concept behind it. So something that's very, very useful when you're, doing big building projects. And I really wish other games like Ark and 7 Days to Die had that. Well, maybe not Ark so much, because Ark is more module building instead of block building, but 7 Days to Die would be awesome if we had that in 7 days. Okay, what did I do with my blocks? There they are. Oh, extremely useful. Yeah, absolutely. Here's the other thing, too, for everybody to be aware of, and some of you already are, I'm sure. When they do come out with Alpha 8, I don't know when that's going to happen, but hopefully not too much longer. The planets currently in Empyrion are 32 square kilometers. Okay? And the way that it's implemented in this game, and a lot of people complain about this, is that basically they take a flat rectangular map and they kind of wrap it around a sphere, but the poles on the planets you can't actually go to. So if I fly up to the North Pole, I'm going to run into like this little red barrier that won't let me go any further. And the reason being is because everything beyond that is really just LOD. It's not actual, height map like the rest of the map. And so it's, you're going off into no man's land. And if you do fly into that, then what it does is it kicks you back out, teleports you back out. So this is really a square rectangular map wrapped around a sphere with the poles blocked off, okay? And the surface area of this planet is 32 square kilometers. One of the many things they're going to do in the next update in Alpha 8 is they're going to increase the size of the planets to up to over 300, guys, 300 times the size of this planet now. And you've seen me fly around on this, and it's not bad. I mean, there's plenty of room. It's a decent sized map, especially for a single player game. And some of the new planets are going to be something like 2,048 kilometers squared. This is 32 kilometers squared. So, that's a huge, huge thing that we're all really excited about. At least I'm really excited about, in how they're going to increase the size of these planets. And then they're going to make a bunch of other improvements too with the biomes. The biomes are going to be more realistic in terms of, if it's a wet area, it'll be more of a wet biome. If it's a dry, arid area, it'll be more of a desert biome. Stuff like that. And so I'm, and many, many other improvements. You'll have to read the notes, of course, if you're interested. But that planet size thing in particular is something that I am very excited to see happen. And I know a lot of other people are too. Okay, so I'm testing the symmetry plane here, just making sure that it actually is even on both sides. And sometimes you have to, set it a couple of times to get that to kick in correctly, because you don't want to set down 100 blocks and then discover after you've done that it's not there. Okay. Here's another very cool thing about this game, you guys. If I hit the F5 key, I can fly around in a drone, and this drone is extremely useful for all kinds of things. And I can go all the way out to about here before I start to, lose my connection with it. So just about anything you can do in your body, you can also do from the drone. So you have access to all of your tools see down here on the toolbar. And the nice thing about it is, you can build big stuff. You can go up really high, and you can get down into small cramped spaces that you couldn't get your body down into, like this. And it's super, super useful tool in this game for building and for scouting and other things like that. So another awesome feature of Empyrion here. Okay, so what we're doing is we're going to put down more RCSs. I do want to make sure that everything is exactly the same on both sides, so everything places exactly the same. So we're working on the inside here, and I think we're good. Yeah. And these blocks that I'm placing now, this is called an RCS, a rotation control system, I think is what that stands for. And what this does is it basically gives my ship more maneuverability, particularly for turning. And if you're wondering why I'm putting so many of them on the ship, it's because the ship is absolutely ginormous for a small vessel. It's so big, in fact, that you could almost call it a small capital ship. Maybe not quite. And so the problem that I'm running into is that because I have made it so massive and there's so much mass to it, I've really had to put like a hell of a lot of thrusters and RCSs and stuff on it just to get the ship, flyable. Otherwise, it just, is more of a novelty. But I don't want it to be a novelty, right? Even though it's designed after the Cylon Raider, I want it to be an actual usable, functional ship that I'll put on the workshop for other people to download once it's actually ready. But I definitely, you could say I bit off more than I could chew with this thing in terms of how many of these components I have to put on it to get it to work. All right, so I think I want to put a row of these here. And so what I'm doing is I'm taking all these RCS blocks and I'm putting them in the spots that I would otherwise just use normal blocks, as filler. Because I originally was going to have them here in the fuselage, but they were taking up so much space, and I want to use this space for storage and other stuff, so it makes sense to put these on the wings, because they're all going to be covered up, with the blocks anyway. So that's what I'm about at the moment. But we don't want the RCSs exposed to themselves, because they're not very tough. I am using the Cylon Raider, the new Raider, as the inspiration for the ship. It's not an exact replica, but it's pretty close. I've tried to, within the bounds of Empyrion and what I have to work with, I've tried to stay, keep the design as close as possible. I believe that's it for the RCSs that we can set down. Just want to do one more double check here. This one actually has to go. Another nice thing about the game is that if I do lay a block down accidentally, like I just did there, I can pick it back up and recover it. I don't lose it. Unlike games like Ark, where if you set something down, at least if you're not using S+, you got to break the damn thing, and you don't even get all the materials back either, which is frustrating as all get out. I like Ark. I have over 2,000 hours in that game, guys, but I'll tell you what, the building in that game is frustrating as all get out. It really is. Okay, I think let's go ahead and get the back end covered here. So again, I want to make sure that everything is exactly the same on both sides when we start. And I think it is. So let's do this. I'm going to stand right here. And we'll jump in the drone. Yeah, absolutely. Could be your name. Absolutely, my man. Monkey? I don't even know. I don't know. That's a good question. It may not. It may not. Well, like I said, I mean, it's almost a capital ship in its own right. But unfortunately, I have to use small vessel componentry on it, so that's why I have to put so much of this stuff on to get this thing to, to function. But it's all good. It's fun. I'm really enjoying it. Okay, here we go. Let's put stuff on. So those go there, and they go there. And, you know what? We can actually put some more RCSs down here. We don't have enough, though. Oh, no, we can't. No, we can't. Never mind. We got to change this up back here. So let's skip over that for now. So we want a ramp bottom here to go all the way back to cover the thruster. Okay. And then this is a normal... Wait, no. That ain't going to work. We're going to have to change this up because we got to cover this thruster. So... Wrong gun. Just blew myself up. It's not the first time, won't be the last time. Alright, so we're going to have to change this up here because we've got to get over the top of this thruster and then down along the side of it. So to do that... Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, let's put that back the way it was. I got an idea here. What we might be able to do here is something like... something to this effect. Alright, and then we'll put these guys in. Come on, there we go. Like so. Let's go look over here and make sure everything's coming together over here like it's supposed to. We're gonna switch these out. There. More better. More better. I don't think there's anything I can do about this edge, though. So that's just going to have to stay that way. All right, let me... Where am I at? Let me hop over here for a minute. I think I hit this thruster. Yeah. Repair that back up. While we're thinking about that... Oh, I guess I didn't need to do that yet, but that's okay. So we got another thruster there that needs... 2 more thrusters that need some repair too. Probably from that rocket that I accidentally set off over on this side. Alright, everything good now? Got a couple more RCSs. And one of the big thrusters. One inside is damaged. I want to get this stuff repaired now before I cover it all up, because then it'll be a pain in the ass to repair later without a repair bay, which I don't have all the stuff to make. So here's another cool thing. I've got all of these RCSs on here, right? And I got a couple that are damaged. And if I don't know where those are, I might not have a clue. I can turn this option to show on the HUD, and then it'll give me a clue about approximately where it is. So it's somewhere over here. You know, another amazing feature of this game. And that's it. Okay, everything should be back to 100%. The hull is 99%, so we have some block damage somewhere, but most likely it would be right around in this area. But anyway. Oh, there it is, right there. Perfect. Okay. All good. It's all good. So let's continue on here. All right, Could Be. Thanks for stopping by, man. And thank you for the follow. I really appreciate it. And definitely come back. I'd be glad to have you. You have a great rest of your day, man. All right. Now we're going to continue on with this block here. And this block here. And then this guy here. Looking pretty good, I think. Let's go check on the other side and make sure that all came together correctly. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. Now let's do the inside portions. Suppose we could finish this out too. No. That can't go there. Um, looks like I do have some more in there, but I'm out of RCSs now. Alright, so we'll have to fill that spot in. I think I'm going to hold off for now on what's going to happen on this back part. So let's finish out this section here, since this is all ready to go in terms of you know, the RCSs being in place. That'll come out to there, like so. And I think we'll put those in there. We could pop another RCS down there too. So let's leave that open for now. So on here, we have these blocks on the other side. I was able to go... Let's see here. Alright, well, let's put these in place. Right, okay, so I think what we want to do here, so it matches on the other side, is come back to here. And then we'll put these blocks in. All the way down. And then this block is a flat, okay? That can just be a normal, and that can be a normal. I'm going to leave that hole there so I remember that I can pop an RCS in there. And then now we get the plate. And bring those out this way. Okay. And then guess we're back to this block. Oh, no. I put those on backwards. One of the downsides, though, to the symmetry plane is that even though you can place blocks and have it mirror on the other side, you can't remove blocks and have it mirrored on the other side. So that can sometimes be a pain if you set a bunch of blocks down incorrectly and you have to redo them. So we want this block, but we have to rotate it like that. Okay, yeah. We're going to leave that open. Because on the other side, I have room for one more RCS. Okay. And then we put these guys in. Like so. And I have another row of RCSs that I can put in. And then it'll end out like this. And I'm going to leave that open until I can get the RCSs in there. I think that's good. Now, what I might want to do is also change this up a little bit. So if we were to take that out and pop that in there. No, that's not what I want to do. You know what? I'm going to actually take this off my toolbar so I don't accidentally blow myself up again. What if we put this in here? Like that. Still not quite exactly what I had in mind. What are our options here? We got the ramp top. What would this look like? Ah. Yeah, I think that's what I'm after. And then we can pop this guy in here, like so. I'm just trying to get away from this hard right, 90-degree angle is all. It's purely aesthetic, for aesthetics, not for function. I think that might look better, match up with this too. But we need more RCSs, so let's go grab another batch of those. I'm hoping we can luck out and get all the RCSs that we need. Oh shit, I didn't have more of those cooking up? Ugh. Alright, that was a waste of time. No, I don't want that. Let's just queue up 100 of those. What I should have just done in the first place. Alright, well, crap. Tell you what, let's pop these two jennies in, and let's take it for a quick spin. Turn that thing off. Now, if I can regain most of the space back here, then I'm going to take the generators, or some of them anyway, and put them way in the back. Get them out of the way because of the heat and all that sort of thing. But for now, let's just put them here with these others. Okay, let's try this now. So you can see, even with What do we have? 283 RCSs on this ship. It's still... I'm sliding my mouse all the way across my pad just to turn this thing. It still does not turn very well. I think I got the thrust where I want it, you know, considering the size of the ship. It's got pretty good lateral thrust, pretty good braking, because, you know, of course we're going to want to be able to strafe and all that. Not too bad lift. Reverse isn't too bad. It's a little slower on the reverse, but I think it's workable. So we're getting there. We are getting there, but we still do not have the turning on here that I would like to have. It's better. But we are, I'm sure we're going to have to fill up the hull with RCSs. Not the whole thing, of course, but the back part of it anyway. Which is kind of a bummer. I was hoping what we put on the wings would suffice, but it's obviously it doesn't, so it's just the way it goes. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and while we're waiting for those RCSs, see what else we can do in the way of block placement. We might as well finish this off, this gap here. And I'm going to extend this back out further too. So we're going to take all these angle blocks off and bring the back out further. So that's something we can work on while we're waiting also. Plenty to do. Plenty to do. Yeah, I don't think that's right. We'll stand right here. Reset it. That right in the center of the thruster. Okay, that's good. So let's finish out the hull here. Actually, no, before we do that, got some damaged blocks down there. So we want to flip this around. No, that way, and then that way, and that way. Nope, that's not right either. I want... this needs to go the other direction. Sometimes this confuses the hell out of me. Alright. Like that. No! Yeah, no. I need the back end down, and then... oh, shit, I'm using the wrong block. No wonder I'm so confused. Ugh, this is the block I want. You can't take me anywhere, I'll tell you what. Alright. And then that one goes in there. Like so. We'll have to figure out what we'll do about those thrusters later. And I guess in here what if we put this little guy in there? No, it's not going to let me do it because there's a half block there. Half blocks are such a pain in the ass to work with in this game. I'm just saying. What would it look like if... No, that's not going to be right either. Probably better just leave it the way it is. And, let's go with that. There's always those little spots when you're working with these sharp, curvy things. That there just really isn't a good block to put in there, you know. So we'll just go with that for now. Okay, why does that look different? Huh? What the hell? How come that block is different? I'm confused. Alright, let's get it out here so we can actually see what we're doing. Oh, I know why it was different. I had it in there, but rotated the wrong way, so that, or a different rotation, so the rivets weren't showing on the seam there. It wouldn't have hurt anything. The one place you can sometimes run into problems with that, though, is when you're painting or using the texture tool. If the blocks aren't all oriented the same way, sometimes the textures will look weird. Alright. I could RCS these blocks here. But if I do that, you know, then I'm reducing the strength of the hull. You know, part of this design here was to try and keep everything double plated pretty much all the way through. So I think we're going to stick with that same plan. Let's check over here and make sure everything looks okay over here. Oh, I did it again, didn't I? Chose the wrong block. It's this block right here that we want. There we go. Alright, so now we're going to put in normal blocks and normal blocks there. And then here we put slopes. And here we put ramp bottoms. Like so. Okay, how's that looking? I think that looks pretty good. We'll have to figure out what we're going to do with these thrusters. Probably we'll do another half block coming out here. In fact, you know what? Yeah, there is a room for one more RCS in there, so that's a little incongruous on this side. What's going on over here that's different? We're waiting for RCSs in there. I think I matched it up on this side because of was a thruster there. So I just brought this back to be even with that. I think that's what I did. All right, well, let's go see how many RCSs are ready. $41. That should be get us a little further along. So if we're going to match these sides, that's just a normal block there, right? Okay. We're on this row. So we take that out, put that in. We'll slide that guy in there, and that guy can go down. Come on, get down in there. All right, we're going to have to remove that one first. There we go. And this one, I don't know what we're going to do about this one. We might have to leave it the way it is and have a hard angle there. Because these are half blocks that are facing down with the rest of the invisible part of the block facing up. So that's why I can't lower that anymore. Unless, well, what if we do this? Oh yeah, okay. We can just put in that. That looks a little better, I think. Okay. So same thing over here. All right. How about that? Now, let's do another row of these. I don't know if we'll have enough to completely finish it out, but we'll see. Look at that. Beautiful. Love it when a plan comes together. Okay. All right, yeah. All right, I think that works. I think that works. What we're going to do here is we'll put hardened steel grates on the tops of these thrusters so that they have, you know, armored protection. But all things considered, I think I'm liking this. So let's figure out this little section here. What I think I want to do is take this apart and this apart. And let's do the same thing on this side. Pop that block in there. That block in there. Bring those across. All right. What to do about this now? You know what I might actually do here? I might put some grates here too. Rather than cover that up. Again, not for functionality purposes, but for aesthetic reasons. So if I took that out, and that out, and we could put 4 grates along in there. And it kind of gives the idea of, you know, the intakes, because if this was for real, we wouldn't be able to cover those intakes up. I don't know. I guess we can try it and we'll just see what it looks like. And if we do that, we'll probably do the same thing here too, for the same reason. So let's go actually make a few grates, and we'll play around with that a little bit. So we want a bunch of these. What's the output? Is this 1 per? I think it is. So let's make 20 of those. Well, no, actually, we're going to need more than that. Let's just make 100. And then we'll get some more RCSs making. Okay, so let's play with this a little bit. I think we want to flip this around like so. Is that right? Yeah. So if we pop those off, and we do this, okay, there's that possibility. Now, we could also, I got an idea here. What if we take those back, and what if we make at least those three? That one, I think. Maybe even this one, too. Haha, look at that. Look at that. Okay. Makes me wonder. Is there something that would fit better here? No, not that for sure. Probably not. Probably not. Yeah, let's just put that back the way it was. There's just going to be a couple places, guys, where we're going to have, you know, these hard angles. There's just nothing I can do about it. And that's okay. You know, it is what it is. So let's now use the angled version of this. That's the glass version. Put it in like that. There. That looks kind of cool. That actually looks kind of cool. All things considered, I think that's what we're going to run with. So, we need to put that back in there. Okay, are we right on both sides? Looks like it. Cool. I like it. I like it. I think that's just what the doctor ordered. Now, EU pause tunk. IU pause tunk. 1, 2, 3. Welcome to the channel. I probably terribly butchered your name, but I'll call you IU. How's that? Welcome to the channel, man. Do you play Empyrion? Okay, so now I think the next step here, we're going to put these across the top going flat. And probably angled that way. Too bad there wasn't a larger version of that we could use on the small vessel. So we'll cover these with the grates. And then the next part of this little venture here is we got to figure out how we're going to make this front look and come down. Because we need to, you know, I don't really want to take it any further out this way because the raider itself, the real raider, you know, does have these raised portions on the wings, but it does stop right about here. In fact, I might have even gone a little further than I was quote-unquote supposed to. I sure don't like the way this looks over here, though, but I don't know what to do about it. I almost wonder if it would look better if we just took this block out and put one of these in and call it good. You know what I mean? Because then at least it's not, it just looked a little wonky the other way. Yeah, I think we'll do that. So let's fix it over here too. You guys wouldn't believe how many times I've fought with this corner to try and get something that looks good in there. But it's the reason that I'm having problems is because this is all half blocks on this outer part of the hull, and you're really limited in the game with what you can do with half blocks, particularly when it comes to corners and stuff. That's also why the front end here is all weird looking too, because there's no half blocks available to me, you know, to match this contour and, you know, finish out this corner to make it look good. And that's forever going to bug me on this particular ship, but I don't know what to do about it. I did try a version where I used full blocks, you know, on the sides instead of the half blocks, but it looked too fat. You know, it didn't look right. Because the hull of the Raider here, the fuselage is pretty sleek. And it just, you know, it didn't feel right to me. So anyway, it is what it is. There's going to be some things about the ship I'm just not going to be able to do anything about. Oh, you're from Turkey, okay. Good. Well, welcome, man. That's it's probably evening for you over there by now, I would think, right? Or maybe even nighttime. I'm in Colorado, so I'm on mountain time, which is Greenwich time -7, I think. 6 or 7, depending upon if it's daylight savings or not. Alright, so what are we going to do with this? How are we going to make this look good in the front here? For the corners, let's go back to this idea. And this idea. Well, let's work on the stuff we know we're going to do for sure first. So we're going to put grates in front of this. But it might look cool to, you know, do those as angles as well. So if we're going to do that, we could start by, let's try something here. If we put, no, I don't want to do that. What about this? Maybe. I'm not sure about that yet. Oh, you know, something else just occurred to me too. Okay, let's not do anything with this yet. Let's go get our grates that we made. I am working on building this ship. Yep, exactly, IU. I have built this thing from scratch. And if you're familiar with Battlestar Galactica, this is my version of the Cylon Raider. And so there she is. So what I want to do is I want to get it finished and functional. I'm not going to be able to do that in this stream. But as soon as possible, I want to get it finished and functional, because then what I'm going to do is I'm going to spawn it into my multiplayer game with my buds, so I can actually use it and play with it. And then I will also, you know, after I tweak it some more, you know, get it decorated, probably do a little more fine tuning. I'll also put it up on the Steam Workshop for you guys to download too if you want to. So yep, that's what we're doing. Having a lot of fun with it. It's turned out to be a lot larger project than I was anticipating, though, I'll tell you that much. That's a story of my life. I always bite off more than I can chew. Ah, well. It's all good. Okay, so let's do this. Let's put the stuff in place that we know for sure how it's going to go. And then we'll worry about the rest of it. So I want these to go like this. And I want the fins to be going that direction for aerodynamic reasons. Okay, now we're going to want that thruster covered up. We want it armored. So there's a couple of ways we could try to make this work. But again, I'm going to run into problems with these damn half blocks that I'm using. What if... Well, actually, you know what? What if I just do this? Put those two there. No, I don't think that's what I want to do. Or is it? Okay, let's leave that there for a second. Now, what if we get... Ultimately, what I want to have happen here is I want to have these angled in front of the thrusters. So let's do this. Oh, you know what? Maybe that will work. Okay. That could work. That could work. We go with this, then we're going to want to block the rest of this in. And if we stick with this plan here, what if we make this one, though? What if we make that block No, I don't like that. I think what we want to do is put a normal block there. And a normal block there. And then we could do something like either this, which looks good because it's on the same angle as the grates. And then pop in, let's see, what would this corner look like? What would this corner look like? Still doesn't quite match up. No, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. I've never found a spot that damn thing works in. Nope. That's going to be too small. That doesn't work. What does our round look like? No, that's stupid. Curved corner, round corner. We already tried that. Well, I think, you know, based upon what we have to work with, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be our best bet. And we'll probably need to do something similar down here. Huh. Well, that kind of actually matches up with this side. But doesn't really look good on this side. What would it look like if we put that in there and this one here? I don't know. I don't know, man. That's probably too high to stick in there, isn't it? Yeah. Well, I don't really like this. I might be able to live with this. The other option, though, is that we just simply have that hard angle there and not lose any sleep over it, you know? Because I think I'd almost rather have it like that and be a little more symmetrical, maybe is the word, congruent, than to try and mimic some type of a sloping corner, which I can't do with these damn blocks, and have it look all weird, you know. And that doesn't look terrible. Somebody smarter than me might be able to figure out something a little better than that, but I don't think it looks absolutely terrible. Let's see what this looks like again one more time. Yeah, you know, we could do that. I think we could do that. I think we can do that. Okay, so let's figure out what we did and do the same thing on this side now. So that's got to come out. In fact, all of this has to come out. Yeah, so we just built this out again. To here. And I couldn't even pop a couple RCSs in there. And if we're going to do that on that side, we should do it on this side too. Aragon73, thank you, sir, for the follow. Really appreciate it. Welcome to the channel. Aragon. I actually lived in Oregon, for 5 years. And so when I saw your name, it kind of reminded me a little bit of Oregon, except for yours is Aragon. So kind of like Aragon the Dragon. Cool name, man. So thanks for joining. Are you an Empyrion player yourself? I always like to ask that question to new people that join up. Alright, so what did we put in there? We put in... Looks like we just put in normal angle blocks. And then we popped in this corner here. Like so. All things considered, guys, I don't think that looks terrible. I think that's workable. I really do. The one thing we could possibly do, though, is... Well, before I do that, let's finish out this side. So are we clear over here? Yeah, we are. Okay, so let's pop in 2 more RCSs here. And then we're just going to build this out exactly like we did on the other side. So this will go here. Let's just put it in place right now. And then this is... That guy goes there. That guy goes there. That guy goes there. And that guy goes there. And we put in 2 angle blocks there. Okay, so here's what I was thinking. This is a possibility. I'm not sure I want to do this, but I want to see what it's going to look like. What if we do something like this? We'll take these out. And what I want to do is I want to build out the center of this with blocks instead of with grates. And the reason I want to do that is so that I can kind of break that pattern up a little bit, so it's not just grates all the way across. Plus it allows me to put 2 more RCS in too. And then this section will just probably just have to be plates. Right here. Like so. Alright, how does that look? What do you guys think? Do you think that looks better? Or do you like it the way I had it before, where it was grates all the way across? Let me know in the chat if you have an opinion on that. In the meanwhile, let's finish the grates up on the top here. Alright, so I want to go that way. I think that's the right direction, isn't it? Yeah. Nope, not there. Oh, I just had another idea. What if we try this? Nah, that's not gonna look good. Never mind. Okay, so we're out of grates. We'll have to make some more. Anyway, what do you guys think? You like the you like this setup, or do you like it the way I had before? I think if nobody speaks up, I think I'm going to leave it this way, because that again allows me to get a couple more RCSs in there, and it makes it just a tiny bit stronger too, because there's more material there. Because this is likely going to get hit by enemy fire. It's definitely in the line of fire, so to speak. So we definitely want this to be tough as possible. Okay, I think that looks pretty good, guys, for the finishing off that front section. So what I'm going to do is I need to make some more grates to finish that off. And then we're going to pull this back down. I'm going to bring it down right here at an angle and keep the ass end of this as flat as possible, because that's the way it is on the Real Raider. In fact, the Real Raider, when I say the Real Raider, the one from Battlestar Galactica, right, doesn't even have a thruster here at all, but I needed to put more thrusters on here just to get the ship, to move better, because it just wasn't enough to keep. The original Raider only has 3. It's got one here, one in the center, and one here, and that was it. But that wasn't even near enough thrust on the ship, so I had to add quite a few more. But anyway, the idea is that we'll angle this down, and then we'll have a flatter covering over this rear thruster to finish out the back end here. And then this, I'm going to redo all of this weird looking angle crap here and actually extend the back end out even further so that it wraps around and covers these thrusters to protect them as well. And then once that's all done, we should be pretty much finished with the wings and with the thrusters of the ship. The next step after that will be to keep adding more RCSs until we get it to the point where we feel like, it's handling well enough for its size. Then we'll need to finish the interior design Get the rest of the components in. How come it's not letting me fit through the door? Is this drone too fat to fit through this door? Looks like it is. Oh, didn't quite hit it. This door is really hard to get into, so I got to put some ramps on there. So we'll finish out here. Now, I'm afraid I'm going to have to take up a lot of this space with RCSs, unfortunately. Oh, the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move the warp core a little further towards the center, too, so it's not all the way in the back there. And then we're just going to pack all this area back here along the thruster and the warp drive with RCSs. And if we're lucky, we won't have to come past this point. And then that'll give us all the rest of this space in here to figure out how we're going to arrange the rest of our components, our engines, that sort of thing, storage. And then it'll be guns next. And once guns are in place, then it'll be decoration. And then this thing will be ready to roll. But that's definitely another probably 2 to 4 streams. A lot more work still to do on this thing, man. I have been working on this thing for weeks and weeks too. Not off and on, of course, not every day, but you know, as I've gotten time. So it's been a huge project. And then when we're done with this, then it's capital shipbuilding time, and that's going to be even bigger. And it's going to be fun as hell too. So I have to go, guys. I'm going to start up a new stream at about 2 o'clock. So in about 20 minutes or so from now. And I'm going to play with some UK friends of mine on 7 Days to Die with the Starvation mod. I myself have never played the Starvation mod. I've seen a couple videos on it, so I sort of know what it's about, but I haven't played it myself. So I'm looking forward to doing that. If you guys are around in about 20 minutes and you want to keep hanging out with me today, I'd be glad to have you back on 7 Days to Die. If you can't make it, otherwise, thank you all very much for joining me. I hope you all have a great rest of your Saturday. Be sure to take a look in the info section of my channel. I have a YouTube channel. Links to that if you want to come and check me out on YouTube. I do Let's Play series on both Empyrion and on 7 Days to Die. And if you're interested in joining my Discord channel and playing some multiplayer with us on Empyrion, we have some slots open on our server. We do play on the Voodoo 3 scenario, so we have 150 planets and moons. Lots of places to visit, way more than just the vanilla Empyrion. And I think that's about it. So I will catch you guys later on. Take care. Yeah, Sinclair, I just saw your chat there. I completely agree. I mean, this is now, granted, sorry, I'm not ending my stream, am I? But I want to speak to what Sinclair is saying because he's right on. Here's the thing. I made this ship bigger than I should have for a small vessel. I'll admit that, okay? But still, I mean, I should not have to be able, have to put, how many do we have on here now? 283 RCSs on this, and it still is not enough. It's just a little ridiculous. And we could easily fix that by simply having, tier 2 RCSs for small vessels. So anyway, that's sort of a rant, and it's sort of, me overdoing it. And I freely admit that, but still, I mean, how hard would it be, right, for them to add a tier 2 RCS for small vessels? But anyway, enough of that. Sorry, guys. I will be back in about 20 minutes with 7 Days to Die with the Starvation mod. Dan, great. I'll see you in 20 minutes. Anybody else, again, if you guys want to join me there, check back in 20 minutes and come and watch me get eaten by giant scorpions and wildcats and snakes and all kinds of nasty stuff that mod puts in the game. Not to mention the zombies themselves. So I'll see you guys in just a little bit. Bye.